There hasn't been much said online about it today. I think it's because it tends to be overshadowed by other K cars like the Suzuki Cappuccino, AutoZam AZ1, or its more famous siblings, the Honda Acti Mini Truck and the Beat Roadster, both of which share an engine with it today. But what is a K car, and why is it today overlooked like a burger at a taco stand? The K car, or K-Jidosha, originated in Japan as the smallest highway legal cars, trucks, and vans. They couldn't be longer than 11 feet long, 5 feet wide, or about 6.5 feet tall. The today is only about a foot longer than the original Mini Cooper. It even makes a Toyota Yaris look like a sensible family crossover by comparison. The interior feel is typical 90s Honda, with excellent build quality, familiar materials, and old Honda smell. It has an uncannily nostalgic feel, but can we be nostalgic for a car that was never sold here? Food for thought. I think they make good use of a limited space. It almost feels modular, like the glove box, which can really only fit the sales material it came with and maybe a charging cable. The seats are interesting too. The driver's seat is slightly larger than the passenger seat to give the driver more comfort, since they'll probably be driving alone most of the time, which is actually a little sad to say out loud. There isn't much more inside worth noting besides these cup holders, which are from the all-wheel drive version of the Today. The Today is powered, lowercase p, by a 600cc or 0.6 liter 3-cylinder, the EO7A, shared by the Acti and the Beat. It made about 65 horsepower when new in 1995. Now what makes? Well, it makes you smile. 0 to 60 can really only be expressed in kilometers per hour. It uses a lawn and garden battery and has a 3-speed automatic transmission. So, don't drive it if you're in a hurry. Speaking of driving, it takes a little getting used to, but not for the reasons you might expect. Right-hand drive is easy enough to get the hang of. The only real challenge I found is finding where to stay in the lane while you're driving. Since our lanes are designed for much larger cars, the lanes are wider, so you find yourself weaving around when you don't mean to. The same goes for parking spaces. I find myself parking crooked more often than not because the spaces are so big. Otherwise, it is fun to drive in a go-kart type of way. It only weighs about 1,400 pounds, and after all, it is still a Honda. Also, you can't be sad in this car. Every time you step in, you realize just how small it is and how unseriously this car takes itself. You know you're about to have fun. This particular Today only has about 54,000 kilometers, or roughly 33,000 miles. It has a few dents here and there, but I haven't run into any major issues besides needing to replace the valve cover gasket, which was easy enough since the engine's about the size of a pineapple. The wheels are about the same size as a hot and ready pizza at 12 inches, and they make avoiding potholes a full-time job. That's part of the reason I haven't taken it faster than about 50 miles per hour, but mainly because I don't want to push the engine too hard, and any faster, you'll be on the interstate battling against SUVs and tractor trailers, which isn't fun in a K car. This Today is a second generation, or JA4, sold from 1993 to 1998. From their first generation, it has better ride quality, fuel injection, and a wraparound rear window. The trim level is the pochette, or pouch in French, which really just described how the tailgate opened. So, the Today is too slow for the highway, not as practical as the Acti, or nearly as cool as the Beat, and it does look a bit like Hamtaro. It was always designed as a no-frills, reliable runabout in Japan. But here it's a little different. It stands out by being simple, small, and honest in a world of giant SUVs and CarPlay. It gets smiles wherever it goes because, let's be honest, whether you're laughing with it or laughing at it, it still made you smile.